Good evening, everybody. Long time I made a video, but just been working a lot and focusing on our things and just taking it easy from doing videos for a while, just to focus on our things. But here's a topic I'm pretty sure a lot of guys can relate to around my age. This has to continue on my thoughts of dating and what I've experienced with girls and ask them out in this generation around my age. Now, there is this one issue that I've been coming across when, excuse me, guys, having a cigar right now. Just gonna go and enjoy, not do a video. But anyways, my mom's over there. Maybe she can offer her thoughts on this topic. But I want to talk about one issue. Here you go, Mom. Here's your lighter.
Thank you, son.
Yep. I want to talk about this one issue that I've been coming across with a lot of women, especially around my age. And the fact is that there is starting to become like this epidemic of single mothers around my age and for, I guess, the past couple generations. Now, here's the thing. When I go ahead and I talk with a girl, I approach her that I'm potentially interested in, and she brings up that she already has a boyfriend, or she's married, or she has kids, I cut it off. Okay? Because I don't want to get involved with someone who is already in a committed relationship. Excuse me. I should probably hold off on this cigar because this makes me salivate like crazy. But I also don't want to be involved with someone who already has kids. And there are many reasons why that I can repeat from other people's views, including guys I watch on YouTube like Cameron Samuels, Alpha Male Strategies, and Tom Likas. But the thing is about women who are single mothers is that there are a couple reasons why I don't want to date women who already have kids. For one thing, I don't want to be involved in raising another guy's kids. Okay? I'm not ready for that. I want to be, as I said before in one of my previous videos, I believe that young men in their 20s should be single and childless. Okay? Now, the thing, I don't want to get involved in raising a kid because of the cost and the liability of raising a child. And also, I'm not interested in picking up the slack of another guy's children because things didn't work out on your part. I remember I saw this one video from a YouTuber I like watching named O'Shea Jackson, and he talks about issues mainly within the Black community and relationships, but also applies to relationship issues and social cultural issues as a whole. And he brought up in this one video on how this one post on Facebook he found on how this black man was at a black church and he had all the single men stand up, the pastor of the church, and all the women who were single moms stand up. And the pastor said to the man in the church, "Men, if you're single, these women need fathers to raise their kids." And I thought to myself this, well, maybe if these women made better choices in men to begin with, they wouldn't be single moms. This is what I think, honestly. The reason why a lot of women become single moms is because they made bad choices with who they chosen to have babies with. Okay? And oftentimes I see a lot of girls around my age who they are single, but they already have kids at home. And I think the main reason why that happens is because they had kids when they were way too young and they were very naive and immature and they didn't even have their own lives together. You know, to me, being in your 20s and having children is way too young. Because from what I see, the vast majority of people who are very young They're like kids. I consider people who are even in the early 20s to be have the same sort of mentality and maturity as teenagers. I consider them to be kids. I'm 27 years old, I'm about to be 28. I'm still fairly young, but I consider myself to be more mature and well-rounded, and understanding that if you're going to bring kids into this world, you need to get yourself together first and foremost. And you need to have a set path in life that you're pursuing, in which you're achieving goals and dreams in life, and that you have a basis, a foundation in which you are capable of taking care of children. But a lot of young people, they don't have that. They don't know themselves, they don't know, and they don't know where they're going in life. And bring kids into this world when you're not set in that regard is a big mistake, in my opinion. I've heard from so many people who have kids that when you have kids, it takes up a lot of your time and energy, and you don't have time to focus on yourself and where you want to go. And once you have kids, that's it. That is your life. And I don't want to put myself in that position. I want to afford the luxury of the free time and the money and investment into myself to just enjoy being young and just being able to enjoy the fruits of life until I find someone who's worthwhile to settle down with and have kids. But it seems as though pretty much a lot of girls around my age already have kids.
There's your word right there, girls.
Girls, Mom? What do you mean?
Girls. They're immature. But I think a lot of it has to do with how you were raised.
Okay, Mom.
Big time, because I grew up in a Latin community, and there was 6 girls in my family, and none of us got pregnant until we were married.
Yeah, well, Mom, I'm pretty sure because that's how you were raised in your generation, you know?
Right, but a lot has to do with self-respect.
Yeah.
If you don't have self-respect when you're growing up and you're not taught that, you know, it's not going to work out.
Yeah, so that's why I think about why a lot of girls become single moms. But what do you think, Mom?
Some of them just want to get the hell out of the house, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like I did. But I don't know. They want something to love, or something to love them back, or some sort of, you know, idea of that. But they have absolutely no idea how hard it is to raise children. I wouldn't want to do it single, like with you and your dad. I waited till I was 32 to have you because, well, for one, I wasn't ready. I was having fun. And for two, I wanted to be that stay-at-home mom like my mamacita was.
Yeah.
You know, I like being the old-fashioned mama. A lot of women don't now, and they farm them out to other people. And the kid is the one who suffers, really.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and you know, this is one of the things I found out too, and I'm gonna bring this up with you, Mom, is that when children are raised by a single parent, they're more likely to drop out or get kicked out of high school.
Yeah.
They're more likely to get involved in mischievous behavior or even crime. They're more likely to end up going to prison. They're also more likely to get involved in drugs and alcohol or even commit suicide
because there's something missing out of their life.
Yeah.
Because they see other families where their mom and dads are together and they want that. You know, I think instinctively children want that, you know, the direction from a good dad and the loving arms of a good mom. So, yeah, I would definitely wait until I find the right woman, actually.
Yeah, better way to put it.
Yeah, because you want. So that's what I think, anyway.
Yeah. So there's some of my mom's opinions on the situation too. You know, I personally would want to be with a woman who has that sort of mentality too. You know, but I have to get myself together as a man so that I can be able to provide and take care of a family, and then the woman who I'm involved with, she's my backbone, and she also maintains the home and helps to raise the kids. And I would be more of a traditional head of the family, but the woman is the heart of the family. You know, you think that's a good way to put it?
Yeah, I think women are looking for stability too.
Yeah.
You know, with a man. And what they offer is stability around the nuclear family. and you have to go out and bring that stability home.
Yeah.
So together, she does her part, you do your part, and you raise well-rounded kids, and keep a close eye on them. Once you have your children, your life is not your own. I mean, if you want to be a good parent.
Yeah.
But that's when you really come into your own and become a man and become a woman.
But, Mom, there is this one thing, you probably heard of this before, but there's a lot of women that have a bunch of kids by a bunch of different guys so that they can get child support checks or alimony and stuff. I mean, I think that's just despicable. I think that when you're a woman that does something like that, you honestly don't care about your kids. You're just using them as a commodity to not work so you can get free money.
Well, unfortunately, that happens a lot. Like I said, it didn't happen in my family. We were on welfare. We grew up really poor, but not poor in love and stability.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that might be something that's missing in a lot of families nowadays, and that's why a lot of young girls, young women around my age, they grew up in a lot of these broken homes. We have a 50% divorce rate nowadays. And I come to find this out that 23%, or practically one out of four kids, is raised by a single parent. And then it just passes along from generation to generation in a lot of circumstances. And, it's just like, and I think about it like this too, is that there are women that they choose when they're young and naive, the bad boy, the jerk, the asshole, or whatever, or the guy who's fun, exciting, and then he's not fit in order to be a father to raise the kids, and then it doesn't work out for whatever reason, and then they want to find the good guy, the stable man who has things that's actually going for themselves in life. And then I gotta say this, it's like, if you're a single mom, you want a guy like that. It's like, for me, a guy like myself, I don't really want to raise another guy's kids. I want to raise my own kids. So you're setting yourself back in life when you make the mistake of having the wrong man's child. You think that's a pretty valid statement, Mom?
Yes. It would take a phenomenal person to go ahead and step into that role. I think it's, probably one of the most unselfish things that you could do. But you got plenty of time. You're 27. Wait till you're about 35.
Yeah, I agree.
You're going to mature quite a bit in just, 8 years. So, yeah. The pickings are going to be slimmer, but there's women out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I think there are women out there. It's just we have this whole thing nowadays, which is called MGTOW, or men going their own way, in which they don't have anything to do with women. Part of it is the baggage that single mothers bring or whatever. But I'm going to put it this way. I'm not going to disqualify single moms in the situation in which maybe the father died or something like that. It's just, if you made bad choices with men, he's not around. It's just like, you should have picked a good guy to begin with. You should. I consider myself to be a pretty good guy. It's just I'm not in the situation in which I'd be able to take care of a family just yet. But it's just, again, I want to start afresh with the right woman who has a clean slate when it comes to having children and starting a family. It's just, nowadays it's harder and harder and harder, because it seems like a lot of girls I talk to, if they're not already in a relationship, they already have some kids, and it's just like it becomes narrower and narrower and narrower, to the point in which it seems like a very small percentage of the total dating pool is actually worthwhile nowadays, at least in my eyes. But, I mean, I'll put it this way. It is kind of a sad situation nowadays, but I just got to keep moving forward and just live my own life. And then I'll come across the right person eventually. Hopefully they don't have baggage, but if that's the case, then I'm not really interested in wanting to be a part of that. So, yeah, it is, guys, it is tough finding a woman that is single with no kids. But just put it this way, I've been learning more about if you're going to attract the right woman, you have to become the right type of man first. And then the right type of women will come to you. And then you set up standards for yourself and say, look, you got to bring in the least amount of baggage with me as possible. Okay? I don't want to pick up the slack of your mistakes from the past. I want to be able to start afresh with someone who I can build with from the bottom up. That's just how I see it. I mean, how were single moms looked at back when you were young? Were there a lot of them or not too much?
Yeah, there was actually, because I grew up in the barrio, and I can remember a girl getting pregnant in 8th grade, and I was appalled. Even at that age,
Hmm.
I knew that it wasn't something that I wanted to do. So yeah, there was quite a few, but um, I think I had the sensibility to go ahead and protect myself when I was young and decided to become sexually active.
Yeah.
Um, it was the culture, but not in my family. To disrespect your family and disrespect your parents, disrespect yourself, really.
Yeah. That is true. And I think if more women were taught to respect themselves and being able to wait until they get their lives together and find the right guy, then we would alleviate the whole single mom situation. But I think, in a way, also, I think one way to really, really solve the situation, like you brought up before, Mom, is I don't think anyone really under the age of 30 should be settling down having kids.
Right now, what you want to work on, I think, is academically and your spirituality, really.
Good points there, yeah. Get that grounded, and then, among other things, and then you're ready to have kids. But in the
All right, I'm gonna say good night. Good night, everyone.
good night, Mom. So yeah, she was just coming out for a cigarette break, coming out for a smoke. But I think those are some good points that are brought up by my mom. See, I grew up in a family. Even though it wasn't perfect, my parents would argue with each other pretty often, sometimes fight. She believed in you wait for the right man to have kids with, and then you raise them together. And that's something that's pretty rare nowadays because it seems like family is not very sacred anymore. Marriage is not very sacred, and it's broken apart with marriage and families now. And it causes a negative effect on our society as a whole. We're going to have more broken homes, and kids are going to repeat the same mistakes as their parents to create more broken homes. And it's not going to go a good direction with our society if it is that way. But all I can do on my own part is just not participate in that. I don't mind being alone and single for a while and just looking around for the right girl. I'm not desperate to do that. I can wait. I'm happy being by myself and focusing on my goals and dreams. And then when the right girl comes along, who has all the qualities I'm looking for, and she doesn't have any kids and she wants to take time to settle down with each other, that's cool. But all other stuff like, oh, can you help raise my kids? Because my baby daddy ain't shit or whatever. It's like, well, why did you choose to have a kid with that guy in the first place? Nobody has a gun to your head to force you to have kids with anybody. And unfortunately, you made a stupid mistake. And that's going to cost you as far as being able to attract the right type of guy. I hate to say this to you, a lot of you single moms out there, but that's just the way it is. If you learn to respect yourself, you learn to wait to settle down, you wouldn't have become a single mother. Okay? And I encourage a lot of you young girls that might potentially watch this or you hear from someone else, wait for a long time before you find the right guy. Get comfortable within your own skin first. Learn to love yourself and become happy with who you are. And once you get that squared away, you can find the right type of guy to love and be happy with. Okay? I just thought I might have to discuss that for now. I might do some other videos later on this week because I got the next 3 days off at work. I just been going back and forth between 2 jobs and just trying to get everything settled. But I just thought I might give this a video for tonight because it really relates to a lot of us young guys. I talk with girls at work. I talk with girls when I go out. And once they bring up, oh, I got kids, it's just like, nope, I can't do that. So, guys, set standards for yourself. Don't settle down with someone just to pick up another guy's slack, okay? Let women know that first and foremost, okay? You know, and if they don't appreciate it, then just move on. Well, anyways, so I'm not interested in single moms, and I won't be interested in it and I won't ever be interested in it. All right. Well, anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at that for tonight. I'm gonna enjoy some more of this cigar. Got a little bit of a drink right here, just to chill out and relax for tonight. I'm not gonna. I haven't drank this in one sitting. I've had it for the last few days. So, anyways, I'll be seeing y'all next time. I'll think about some other topics for other videos later on. It's just I've had other priorities going on in my life in the meantime. So, you enjoy yourselves. Stay single and childless. Don't get involved with picking up the baggage and the slack of another guy's mistakes and another girl's mistakes, and just keep moving forward and doing you. Peace out, guys. I'll be seeing you next time.